Well, like I've gone live before, but like
Mm-hmm.
not live on like StreamYard.
Oh, I see. We're like we're like Twitch streamers.
Yeah, we're Twitch we're Twitch streamers, of course, bro. Well, I'm trying to get it to go live on YouTube and go live on IG, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if I was able to connect it to IG. I have no fucking clue, if I'm gonna be real. But we have it live here, so oh well. All right, good to go.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess.
but today we are going over and we're reviewing one of Nathan's calls. Just for everyone, Nathan, not too much detail. What exactly do you sell? And then we'll dive into the call of like, okay, what we could have done better and how to improve to make sure we get these deals.
For sure, man. So yeah, I'm into BizOp, right? So people looking to, start their own online business, they come to us to learn the skills to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been in my mastermind for like 5 months, 6 months now.
I think since like January, bro. I'm like almost
Yeah.
OG.
You're an OG, bro. Right.
Few
So
months
this
now, yeah.
is, yeah, you've been on this offer for a few months, right? So already became like the top person over there, but we want to take it to the next level. You came to me saying this person, they did move forward, but then they immediately refunded. So we wanted to take a look at the call, see if we could have done anything better. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let me go ahead. Oop, maybe.
See, love that. Stay out of trouble.
Am I wearing the
Okay,
same shirt,
cool.
bro?
Dude,
That's
you
like
need to get
negative
more
aura,
shirts.
bro. Fuck.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the call. And I can actually see the chat over here too. This is dope. I'm a fucking live streamer, bro. This
You're
is
like a
great.
Twitch streamer, yeah, for real.
Yeah, I know. This is the first time I've done it. Okay, cool. And you guys can like drop any questions and I'll answer that like after we take a look at the call, right? I'll run through like whatever you guys put here and then I'll go back and I'll answer any questions you guys leave. Right? So let's go ahead, let's dive into the call and we'll just really take it from there.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, just so you know, like, who I am, right? Because, like, who's Nathan, right?
Yeah.
But I'm one of the team members. I work direct.
See,
And basically,
blurted
my
it
main
out.
job here is, aside from like helping them with their portfolio, is right. So basically, you guys making sure that you guys are succeeding, seeing progress, and really just killing it. So I know we spoke a bit over the phone, but kind of give me back like a rundown. 'Cause I know.
And help me understand, like, what was the actual communication you had with her before she hopped on the call?
So we spoke a little bit over the phone, right? I
Like,
kind of
just
did like a little
quick.
bit of pre-setting, yeah. And just kind of wanted to understand her position or like her situation a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Did we dive too much into the pain?
On the phone call, not really.
Okay.
You have like your stores, like you have something coming up. Like, give me a bit of a rundown because I also have the memory of a rock.
Okay. So my store has been off and on of trying new things, of trying a drop shipping business, of looking at YouTube videos, trying to set things up, but it doesn't work out. Like people are telling me I can't seem to like do the things that they're telling me. It just seems wrong. And then I'm just like, okay, like I get frustrated and then I'm just like, no one's telling me the correct thing. So I'm just like, F this. Like I don't know which ones to use, which ones not to use. Like people are using me on like how I should build my business from.
100%. I remember I went through that phase as well before I got into. I used to be a student at, so like I get it.
Yeah.
But cool. I mean, then let me just ask, like, what even has you looking to start your own online business to begin with?
Okay, I would say like overall, like the way you're starting the call, like your energy is pretty good. I would probably have gotten a little bit quicker into like, hey, what has you looking to start a business? But it's not the end of the world. She didn't ramble for too long.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we, as in the future, as like we progress, I feel like online business is really like a key essential to financially being free and making money and like a side hustle in the future. So I'm using my advantages of, yes, I should use drop shipping as like a way to help me like gain more financial freedom for my future and for
100%.
yeah.
100%.
Okay.
I remember you told me that like
So
with
what's
the current
her
job that you're
what's her main driver? She
Financial
wants to be
freedom.
financially free. So what does she
Mhm.
not have?
Financial freedom.
And how does that actually affect her on like a day-to-day basis?
That's what we
Right?
got.
Like that's what we need to get to.
doing right now, like you're making like 2K, and you just said like that isn't enough.
No.
Like, why isn't it? Because for some people, like 2K, it's like, you know, everyone's different. Like for you specifically, like why is 2K not enough?
I think like my dad has and my parents and my family have shown me that like you should never really just settle for like the money you're given. You should always try and strive for like more in life. And I
Mhm.
want to I want to give back to my parents like because they have sacrificed like a lot for me. So I like
Love
want to
that.
help them. Yeah.
100%. No, I do love that. Because then I guess besides, of course, you know, making more money, right? Like,
Yeah.
And then we just like that was the end of it.
Yeah, why didn't I dive in deeper?
It was so surface level. So like she did give you a fairly vague answer.
Right.
And typically you're just going to want to take this vague answer and we need to whittle it down and make it more concrete.
Mhm.
So she said like, oh, like my family and everything along those lines, like they are showing me that like I can make more. Well, it's like, okay, well, I guess like take your family out of it because like I'm sure they might have different views. Like for you personally, like what are you actually running into right now in your life that makes you feel like you're not making enough? Right? What do you feel like she might say to something like that?
Yeah, she'd probably talk about like specifically like what's going on.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, well, it's like right now I can't go, I can't do this, I can't travel, I
Mhm.
can't enjoy or have the things I want. Well, it's like, what do you mean you can't have those things? How long has this been going on for?
Yeah.
And you not making the money you're really looking to be making, what is that preventing you from doing that you'd really want to do? How is it impacting you? How does that make you feel? So it's the exact same thing. When we're talking about just like on the BizOp structure, right? It's just we need to just make sure we fully flush out the entirety like of the problem. Because the issue is if we don't flush out the entirety of the problem, if we get to the end, then we don't have leverage. Also, if we need to pre-handle objections, we don't quite have the leverage that we would need to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Because like on some level, if you're getting somebody to do something that's uncharacteristic, which is invest a good chunk of money like into themselves, like they need like there needs to be emotion behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't share. Can I share screen this way? Okay. Here we go.
We're Twitch streamers.
Yeah, I know, dude. Okay. So I got this, bro. I got this. So if we're taking a look at the structure, right? Like again, just straight biz up. You got out of her that it's like you asked her like, hey, why is it not enough? Which is good. At this, we got this question, we got this answer, and then we just didn't probe on it at all. So all we're missing this entire time was the entire probing. So it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Right? Like, what do you mean? Like you feel like you can just do so much more. Can you give me an example? Are there specific times it shows up? How is it showing up for you? How long has this been going on? Right?
Mhm.
How much time, money do you feel like you're leaving on the table? You're not making the money. How much do you feel like it's preventing you from doing? What type of impact? It's just all of this gives you so much more leverage. Number one. Number two, it opens them up so much more emotionally.
Mhm.
And it gets them to really feel it. So it's like it creates that urgency. We need to build the tension.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that on this call.
Right. So then like when we get to the end or when she did move forward with a deposit, but
yeah.
then she's thinking about things of like, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? And then she has buyer's remorse. It's like we didn't really fully flush out the problem and get her to actually realize how bad the situation is.
Right.
So like that's what a lot of it's going to come down to.
maybe the main reason you'd want to work with, you know, start your online business
Yeah.
rather than just kind of, you know, continue doing what you were doing and hoping and praying it all works out.
I mean, I've been seeing her on like my feed for like a really long time, and I've been just like, I love a good, powerful woman to encourage me as a 19-year-old girl, 20-year-old girl going into college and figuring out my life. Like she just looks like such a way of like, oh, like I could look up to her and like
Yeah.
get mentored and maybe see like how I could like fix like online business and maybe like help other people if they needed help in the future. I don't know. Like that could
I love
possibly
that.
be it.
No, I mean 100%. You could be a coach. Like a lot of our students who end up being coaches, like they come from the program. So
Mhm.
yeah, that makes total sense. Because then for you, like, what's the goal? Like, how much are we looking to make from this so that we can do it full time? Say
Yeah.
in the next like 6 to 12 months.
Let's say maybe a goal of, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
like 10K a month, 4K a month, around that range, 4 to 10K a month. Hopefully in the long range of like, I don't know, 80,000, 100,000. I don't know. Like that's just me. Like I want
No,
to
that's
try.
doable. No, 100%. Like, I mean, like, let's make that first goal then 10K.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that. And you mentioned right now you're making like 2K.
I think we could have done a better job of just getting her to drill down on a specific number rather than just telling her. It's not the end of the world, but it's always going to be better if we get them to buy into the numbers rather than us telling them.
How would
Because
you go
we
about
wanna-
doing that?
So she's like, I don't know, anywhere from like 4 to like 10K. It's like, all right, well, that's a pretty big range, right? Would you be close? Would you be shooting closer for like 4K, just like shooting for the lower end, or would you actually want to shoot for like 10K and like more shoot for the higher end? What do you think?
Definitely 10K.
Right. So it's like, and again, it's all about how you frame it. I kind of make 4K like, oh, you're not shooting that hard. And I make it the first thing I say. And then the last thing that's in your head is like, I'm making the 10K sound like it's a lot. This is what you should be shooting for. And it's
Yeah.
like 10K. It's like, okay, why 10K? Oh, I felt like, then get them to buy in on the fact that it's like, why 10K? And then go ahead and move forward. Because like the issue is if you put numbers on people, it's like, sometimes like she is just kind of falling into the frame. Like she sees very open. She really likes the marketing, what you guys are doing. But when you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit more standoffish, like they don't buy into it. It's not as real when it's not their numbers.
Right.
Okay. So it's just something to be aware of. Like for in this call, it's not the end of the world. Right.
Mhm.
Just because like she's really bought into like the marketing and what you guys are doing.
Right.
So we're looking to about like 5x our current income.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
5X.
Easy. Because then like before we started talking,
Mhm.
have you been out there looking for any hands-on help so that you can really start this online business? Or I guess like what have you been doing on that front aside from like the YouTube and all that?
Like I have been asking like my dad questions, but he just like he's not really like proficient in that. He's like I've taken like maybe this guy's website, but he's like hold on. I know I have him somewhere in my
And this is why time frame is really key. When it's like,
Like,
how
what would you
long have we
put?
been looking? Right, like how long have we been looking to do this? So it's like right now she's telling you a bunch of things that are not getting hands-on help.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh, well, I talked to my dad and blah blah blah. It's like, oh yeah, but it's like, does he have like a highly profitable drop shipping store? It's like, okay, so what have you done about getting actual like hands-on help from more of like an expert, like a mentor for like a drop shipping store, so you could actually start making 10,000 per month?
Mhm.
Oh, I haven't done anything. Oh, well, what's actually preventing you from doing anything in the past? Right. So instead of all this waffling around, I'm just gonna swipe it away and then just be more direct.
Yeah, I think I do ask her that, but I think I let her talk for too long.
Yeah.
But he sends like Ace Hampton.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I follow him. Like he's been one of the most recent, but it's like
Something you can always do. I find it funny. You don't have to do it. Anytime that they tell you a name that's like a dude, you can go, oh, never heard of her. And
Okay.
I find it funny. I find it hilarious. But it's like you don't want to be talking too much about like, just like a bunch of other things like at this point. It's like, okay, well, what's actually preventing you from like going out and actually like doing anything that you have seen out there?
Right.
Right. I don't want to get dragged down too much of, oh, yeah, I saw this and I saw that. Well, have you actually done any of it? Oh,
Right.
no, I haven't. Okay, so what's actually preventing you from doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just drilling down, just like I need to get them as quickly as I can, just to admit, like I haven't been doing anything about this.
Right.
And then once I get that out of them, then it's super straightforward.
he sends like kind of confusing things. So I'm like, oh, like crap. I don't know.
Then like let me ask, like, have you been out there looking for any kind of like mentorship and guidance to like
Yeah,
actually get there?
I've been really like I wanted to like have a mentor really to like guide me and be like, oh, you're doing this wrong. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're doing this absolutely right. Like, I think you need to do this or change that. Really.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, have you been out there looking for anything like that?
No, not recently, but now I'm
Why
like,
not?
I don't know. I'm just like, because I'm like pretty independent sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm just kind of stubborn. But now I'm just like, I need help. Like, I need a mentor. I need help to like help me do my business.
And see, this is when time frame really comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you know how long she's been looking to start her own like dropshipping store?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Right. And like and we haven't found it out like in the conversation. But if it's like been 2 years, it's like, well hold on. Like it's been 2 years. Like what's really prevented you in the past? It's very hard for her to then give an excuse like that.
And you would get that
So
that time frame in problem awareness, right?
yeah. Yeah, you would get it like once you're like pulling out the problem, like, hey, how long have we been really like going through this? And then you pull it up here. Well, I mean, if we've been dealing for the past 2 years, like why haven't we? And then it's very hard for her to be like, oh, well, I guess I never thought about it. It's like, what are we talking about? It's very hard for them to give like a kind of like a hand wave dismissal excuse.
Right.
So it's like time frame is really, really key, especially when you're drilling in and you're pre-handling. It's like it gives you so much more leverage.
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
100%. So like, would you say now, like, yeah, like we are open to like actually getting that help?
Yeah.
100%. Because like, let's say we
Why?
come in, right? You know, we
Bro.
This
Smack
was a
this
very
woman around.
surface level. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if we want to, you know, like pull our punches and not really go for it, we want to even if we're playing it like super easy breezy, which like I would advise against, I would want to go for it and like what's really prevented her and drill down into it. So that way I can pre-handle any belief. But let's say we're not even going to do that because like we just want to be a little bit more easy breezy. If they're saying like, hey, before I wasn't, now I am. Okay, well, what shifted for you more recently that would have you looking to take this more seriously? Right? To just you get something a little bit more concrete out of her.
Right.
Because like the problem is like up until this point, there hasn't been anything concrete. It's very surface level. It's very vague. Right. So then the issue is like, if we're getting down to the nitty gritty, then we're not going to have as much actual leverage.
Right.
Like that's the real issue.
Right.
Okay. Do you feel like you have like issues at all when you are like diving into like the pre-handling and stuff like that?
Sometimes I don't know exactly what to attack. Like if it's something I should like attack kind of thing.
Okay. Like, could you give me an example?
Like, for example, she talked about how, you know, she's been like, she hasn't really looked for a mentorship, like a mentor, but like now she's looking for one now. Like in my mind, it's like, should I attack the fact that like, why hasn't she looked in the past?
Yep. Like, why haven't you looked in the past?
Like,
and
well, I
like,
never thought about it or whatever.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, now this is where time frame is really key. Okay. So let's say, for example, they've been like, it's been let's even say like 6 months. Okay. So it's like what's actually prevented you from doing anything in the past?
Well, it's just been like not on the top of my mind necessarily. Like I have a lot of other things and stuff.
Okay. Well, when you say like you have a lot of other things, right? If we've been looking to do this for the past 6 months, right, and we're really looking to be making other money, like, is there any reason why we haven't made it a priority?
I mean, I probably should. Yeah.
Right. Well, can I share a perspective?
Yeah.
Can you see how you not actually making this a priority and like doing what it takes these past 6 months? Can you see how that's like led you to being where you're at right now? Are you okay with me saying that?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's what it's.
Yeah, I'm not looking to be right. I'm saying, can you see that?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. So if we took a look at it, and I know it's not easy, but over these past 6 months, like, what do you feel like this has actually cost us? Like, not actually making this priority to build out the business and actually start to make the money we need to be making. What do you feel like it's actually cost us?
Well, you know, if I was making like 10K per month and I've been thinking about it for like the past 6 months, then you could say it's like around like 60K. Yeah.
Like 60K. So we left $60,000 like on the table these past 6 months.
If you look at it that way, yeah.
So is that way of thinking like worth keeping moving forward if you truly do want to change?
No, it's not. It's not worth it.
Well, why not?
Because if I stay the same way, then I'm just going to leave, another 10K next month.
Yeah, exactly. And I appreciate you for saying that. Because like the only reason I ask, because you can give somebody the perfect diet plan in the world, but if you don't have like the right mentality to follow it, like what type of results do you get?
Not very good ones.
Right, exactly. So it's like it's yes, having the skills of running the business, but it's also being that business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you're that business owner who's making 10,000 plus per month, like I'm telling you right now, like you walk different, you have a different level of confidence about you. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just right now we're not that business owner and we're stuck making 2K per month. Like, is that right?
Yeah.
So I got to ask, like, are you okay staying who you have been? Because if you are, I'm the first one to tell you, just keep doing what you're doing.
No, I'm not okay with it.
Well, why not?
Because if I stay the same way, then I'm never going to make 10K per month.
Yeah, but it comes down to, in order to grow into that 10K per month version of ourselves, like we have to let some things die off.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
So what would you say that is the biggest thing like you would really need to let go of in order to grow to become the person who you need to be?
Probably like procrastination.
Why that? Interesting.
Because, like I just keep pushing things off and like I don't make it a priority.
Yeah. Well, I do have to ask, man, like what happens if you continue to procrastinate and push things off and like that just stays who you are for the rest of your life? Like, how is that going to feel?
It feel like unfulfilling, just
Yeah.
being
In what
average.
way?
Just like being average like everyone else, like never actually succeeding.
Is that something like you're willing to allow to happen because it is a choice?
No.
Okay. Then let's talk about it, man. And then I'd move on to future pacing. I typically won't ask any type of like, hey, what do you feel like you need? I think it's pointless.
Yeah, no, I stopped doing that as well. Like from when you told me I think like a month ago or something. And it's been working well. It's just like, would you go through that entire reframe where it's like, you give someone the perfect diet plan, etc. Like you would go through that like on every call.
Every call. Especially BizOp, bro. Dude, because like when you're talking about BizOp, like what is the actual sell you are making?
Well, I'm selling
like you're selling a drop shipping course, but you're selling on becoming a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like then when you get to the end of the conversation, it's such a straightforward conversation. It's like, hey, we both agree the program works. We're not deciding on that. All we're deciding on right now is what type of person are you going to step into? Are you going to keep being the person who works for someone else making 2K per month? Or are we going to step into the business version of ourselves and do what's required? Like which one? Like that's a very, very straightforward conversation that it's very hard for somebody to get out of, especially if they've agreed on every single front up until that point.
No, you're 1000% right. Like, because then when it comes down to like pre-handle, I feel like that's honestly maybe a weakness of mine then. Because like I could future pace and I could consequence from to say like, yeah, I'd be depressing if I never got there, etc. But like when it comes to pre-handling, like you have like the BizOp script that goes through that exact like word track that you just mentioned. Because like you have that, right?
Yeah, dude, it's all in the like you have access to this.
I just like don't know exactly. What was that?
I'll send it to you again, bro. It's in there.
I'm sorry, bro. Like
no, it's in the school. If you go into the school, it's at the very bottom. But this is like if you go in here, here's all the trainings on it, right? All the like the breakdowns.
Yeah.
Right. And then here's the Miro board. If it'll load. Or you can just click on here. I don't know why it's loaded. Maybe it's because I'm streaming right now. Okay, there it goes. But this exact thing that we just went through, right? Of like, hey, what's actually prevented you from doing anything in the past, right? I got not a priority, just kind of complacent, right? Which procrastination is what eventually you labeled it as. So that's what I'll take moving forward because I want to use my words or I want to use your words, not my words.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see how doing this, insert limiting pattern, like not make it priority as causes stay where we're at? Are you okay? Are you okay with me saying that? Okay. What do you feel like that's cost you? You told me a number. If they didn't tell you a number, you're just like, well, do you mind if we do the math? And you sit there and you do the math with them. Okay. So is that feeling worth keeping moving forward? If we want goal, no, why not? So
Mhm.
time to make a change. I'll typically just go into the identity frame that what we just did. Okay. Which is also right here, right below it. Okay. Or if you don't want to go to the identity frame, right? You're like, hey, I want to be nice to people. You can just add a consequence.
But you think like you personally got an offer like this, I should go down the identity frame?
Yeah, like generally speaking, like there's only upside, very, very little downside. So the way that I'm always thinking about this is, okay, what's the risk that is tied to it? Is there a lot of downside risk? And if there is there a lot of upside risk? I'm not going to do a lot of maneuvers that are like 50-50. Like
Yeah.
good amount of downside risk, good amount of upside risk. It's like, no, I want to like, unless I have to. Like sometimes you're going to be talking to somebody and they're kind of a dick and you have to be more and more straightforward. So you have to take more and more risks to like get it back on track. But like at that point, what else could you do? So I want to take calculated risks that are like 80-20, 90-10, where it's like 90% like all upside, maybe a little bit of a downside. And when you talk about if somebody's actually in your frame with the identity stuff, dude, it's like always worked. But if you have somebody who's not quite in your frame, they seem a little shaky. If you don't feel comfortable with it, because that's a big thing. Like going through it, talking about identity, putting these frames, you have to have a lot of confidence in order to lead. So if you don't have that confidence, if you're getting shooken by a prospect or shaken by a prospect or anything like that, just like shortcut it. Don't do identity, just like do consequence. Okay. Right. You don't have those hooks in there, but if you really needed to, like, let's say you get squirrely, you can bring those hooks out later in objection handling.
That's like what I'll do, right? Because like if they say something like just like knee-jerk reaction, like I need to think about it, and like we handled money already, right? I'll kind of go down like decision-making process as far as like, do you feel like the decisions you made thus far has led you to a point where you're making 2K per month, and like kind of go on identity with that. But I feel like if I pre-handled it, it would be even better in objection handling, no?
Yeah. Even if it's like you didn't get it in discovery, you'd still want to go. And like, it's a really, really good anchor and really, really good, like base of a conversation, have an objection handling, right? If that's like the tone and the direction of your entire objection handling, it's really, really easy, or it's really, really hard to get off track. Okay. Because like a lot of times, like what will happen is, especially when you're in like longer objection handling phases and different things along those lines, what will happen is like you get lost, you get off track, and then it's like that's when like things go awry.
Okay. So then like going forward for pre-handling them, right? So like then in the end, it's not as like feisty, I guess you could call it. Like,
yeah, I would say generally speaking, it's always better to pre-handle. Okay. Just because you get to it before the price, you have more trust, you have more credibility. Okay. So it's better to do it than normally.
So, but
now,
then should I go down that identity route though? Like the way that you just went?
If the conversation is going well, if you have the authority, if you're like, you've gotten a good problem. Yeah. Now, if you're staying like very surface level with the problem, then like the identity stuff like it still makes sense, but it doesn't make as much sense. That's why like having like those hooks, having the problems, like very, very key.
Okay. So I need to be like deeper on problem to really like use identity.
Yeah. And it's like also as well, when you're talking about going deeper on problem, like even like, let's say you don't do identity, you don't even pre-handle or anything like that. It will make your calls so much better, because think about this. People think in like pictures, people think in moments. Okay. Yeah. So even like the best advertisements out there, they get you to focus on like pain points or future, pleasure points in like moments in time.
Right.
Okay. So you need to get to that point on the actual problem. That's what's going to create the most emotion. That's going to get them to move. That's what's going to create urgency. Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right. And then Moses, how would you transition to consequence from there? I assume you're talking about, let me bring it right back up. I assume you're talking about.
I don't think we can see my reward, by the way. If you're.
Can you guys not see it?
No, I thought you were just explaining.
Oh, shit, bro. It's right
here.
There
we go.
God dang it, guys. First time streamer over here. Don't mind me. Okay.
Come on, chat.
Sorry, chat. I forgot I gotta show it, and then I gotta come back, and then I gotta put it on screen. Okay, cool. So it's like, generally speaking, like what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead, get the belief. Hey, what's preventing you from doing anything in the past? If they tell you any of these, like, bullshit objections, external, money, didn't know it was a thing, just researching, we smack it away. We get a real belief, and then it's like, hey, can you see how this limiting belief has caused you to be where you're at right now? Are you okay with me saying that? That's exactly what I did there. What do you feel like that's actually cost you? A lot of the times people will say, like, I don't know, or they'll give a very vague answer. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, in the role play with Nathan, he gave me an actual real answer. So I just took the number and ran with it. But most people won't. So you can go into, well, do you want to do the math? Always get buy-in on the numbers. Hey, does that number sound right? Right? Because it needs to be their thing, not your thing. Okay.
Right.
Is that feeling worth keeping moving forward? No. Why not? So time to make a change possibly. Then from there, that's when generally I'll go into identity here. Okay. And then that's when I'll go into, if you don't go identity, you just go right into consequence.
Mhm.
All right. And again, if you didn't see it on the screen before, like that's if you don't have this, that's all right here. Right. And all the training's there too.
Yeah, I'm about to freaking go crazy on that. Yeah.
Okay. So that way you just have better conversations overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you didn't do identity frame wrap. Okay, I got you, Moses. Okay, cool. Let's get back into the call. All right, I'm getting the hang of it.
In the support.
Yeah.
And now you're making 10K per month. Because like at the end of the day, money is really just a vehicle. And it kind of just depends on where it's taking us.
It's true.
So for you, like being able to make 10K per month, like what difference does that actually make for you?
It just money can.
I would say like your energy in terms of like you being a bit like smiling stuff, like it's good in good places. I would say there needs to be a shift. Okay. In Future Pace makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like you diving into like her problem and what's preventing her in the past and us being a little bit more smiley, right? Like in the context of the conversation, it doesn't make as much sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like, how do you mean in the context of the convo?
Yeah, if she's telling you, it's like, oh, like if we're actually digging into problem, which we just didn't do that much of, but let's say we're actually digging into problem and she's like, oh, like I fucking hate my life. And like, we're smiling. You say like that's disjuncted, or when you're saying like, hey, what's actually preventing you from doing anything in the past? Like that should be slightly challenging. Well, what's preventing you from doing anything in the past? Right? I need to challenge a little bit,
right,
to get her to actually, shift the way that she's doing things. So I would say like that would be the issue there. Like it's not bad that you're doing that. Right? Like having a good vibe right now. But I'm saying if that's all the time, right? Then that's where we're going to have a problem, because just understand like your tone and conveying points. It's the change in tone that conveys the point. So you're supposed to, like I say, you look really interested, you feel interested, all that stuff in future pacing, right? But if you're like that the entire time, there's no actual difference in your future pace. You know what I mean? So there needs to be a shift in your tone. So typically what I'll do during future pace is I'll just move my mic forward and I'll lean forward and then I'll start talking like this. And I'll talk a little bit more like in the back of my throat, because I'm just like, dude, like how would things be different? Like there's a shift. Like most of the time I'm right back here, right? I wish I had a better setup. I'm in Vietnam, by the way, if you know what I do. I didn't say it at the beginning. But like I'm back here the entire time and I'm moving forward, like, and I'm moving, and I'm doing different things. I'm changing my facial expressions. But when future pace, I'm leaning forward and I'm doing this. Because like now I'm more interested in what you have to say. Because you got to think, most people never actually sit and tell people their dreams. Most people just have noise, Dan.
My bad. I keep playing with this shit.
Yeah, like most people don't act good when people tell them the dreams, aspirations, different things like that. So it's like you want to be the person that they can dream to. Okay.
I guess like money is always like, it always helps everything, but it's just like, it's just something for me in college just to put aside or put on a
Mhm.
house, invest it more, maybe put into more drop shipping, maybe even higher items to like price or sell them. So
Yeah.
that's
I
what
mean, for sure, like invest in it. But like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just a number on the screen. Like,
yeah.
Good.
what would it do for you personally?
Okay, so it's like I would get more specifics before I'd go into like the next part,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like you did good. It's like, oh, it's just numbers on a screen. So it's like, how would that actually be different for you, right? Like, what would you actually do with it, or what
Yeah.
are maybe some things you could do like then that maybe you can't do now? Like, I
Mhm.
want to get specifics before I go into like the personally question. You want to get specifics before you go into the emotion.
Right.
Okay. So it's like you asked a specific question to get specifics, to get tangible things,
Mhm.
but then she didn't really give you any like real tangible things. She's like, oh, I'll invest it. Right. And then we just moved on to the emotional. So when something
Mhm.
like that happens, we just like, you did a good job. It's like, hey, just like you did a good job pushing back, did it with a smile. All that
Yeah.
was solid. It's just we just re-asked the question we just asked in a different way.
Mhm.
Okay. Rather than just moving on. So you did a good job pushing back. We just needed to re-ask.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I've never made that much amount, but I would really be like, I would hope anyone would be ecstatic of making that kind of money in less than that.
100%.
Is there like a train?
Yeah, bro. There's this like trolley, and it always be beeping. That shit annoying.
Fucking Tampa, dude.
Freaking
Okay,
Thomas.
so it's like, okay, what did she just say that I would say typically is gonna be a red flag?
Saying that like she hasn't felt that she's made 10K per month, and she imagines it would be ecstatic.
It's like, yeah, like I think I would be like ecstatic if that like it's not real.
She's
You know
like
what I mean?
talking
It's
like
more
about
like wish.
if.
Yeah, it's like wishful language.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like we need to, and that's why the tangible stuff's important. It's key.
Yeah.
Because it's harder for people to think about like this ambiguous number in their head
Mhm.
versus like what would you actually do? $10,000 hit your bank account every single month. Well, I'd move out. Where would you move to?
Yeah.
So then you being able to like move out and like do this and this, like what would that do for you personally? Oh, like that's like it's so much more real in their mind. So I assume you're just getting a little bit of wishful language because we didn't get any tangibles
Mm-hmm.
before we actually moved on and asked about the emotion behind it. Does it make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
But like being at that point, because of course, like I remember when I first did it, like I was the same way.
Yeah.
But I guess like for you, because everyone's different. Like I blew my first 10K like when I hit it.
Yeah,
So
I
like for you,
What'd you blow your first 10K on?
When I did door-to-door window cleaning, bro, I blew that shit on like garbage, bro. So like, yeah.
Dude, I spent so much money at just absolute garbage.
It was like no, I actually okay. So I spent 7K on a course that like was a scam,
Yeah.
and then I spent the
shit
rest on
happens.
like garbage. Yeah, no, I mean it happens.
Yeah.
You were the second
Yeah.
course I bought, but it really paid off a lot better.
Let's fucking go. I'm not
So-
gonna name the name, but it's like fucking earlier this year, I spent like 18K on like a program from like someone. It's like, dude, it was total dog shit, bro. Now I bought other courses and they were good, but I just remember one. It was the most expensive one, right? And it was
Mhm.
18K, and I'm just like, bro, 18K for this is crazy.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy out here.
He's big name, but yeah.
Is he? Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Snitching on him.
Well, it wasn't very good. The network was good.
Yeah,
But the actual like material, not really good.
I've heard the same thing from other people too. Like actually, yeah.
Personally, like what do you like what would it allow you to do that maybe you're not able to do right now?
I would really want to move out
Okay.
of like my parents' house.
So this is good. Now we're getting into the tangibles.
Like, I love my parents. Don't keep me. I adore them, but it's just like I want to have that like freedom of like, oh, like I can be an adult. Like,
Have you
I
thought
can-
about where you'd want to move out?
Well, I live in LA, so it's like I
Yeah.
don't. I would really like want to move somewhere I've never like Miami, maybe.
Move to Tampa with us. The whole team's here.
Oh my God! Look at my family adores Florida. Like we have a house in Palm Beach, and they
No
adore it.
way.
Okay, so we're getting into like
Sidetrack
close
there.
to friend territory,
Yeah.
right? So it's just like, oh, that's great. So it's like, why Miami then, right? I would bring it right back on topic,
Mhm.
and then it's like, what type of place would you have? Would you like are you cool with like just like a small group cramped studio, or would you like want something like bigger, like a 2-bedroom? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Do you know what like a 2-bedroom like like downtown Brickell, like what like any area? It's like, okay, you know what those go for,
Mhm.
right? I can tell you it's like around like 4K per month, right? Okay, and then you can say, okay, so it's like 4K per month. So it's like she needs to double her income just to make rent there. You see it like now the money starts to become like more concrete.
I see. So like future paces also is like go about their goals, but then show them a little bit
Mhm.
like what you're doing now is like not going to get you your goals, basically.
Yeah, it's like, your goals are up there. And if you wanted to, I just like, okay, are you going to be Ubering everywhere? Or like, do you have a car? Like, what's going on? Right? Like, what's the situation there? You can start to like pull more of it out. Now, I would say, generally speaking, she is a little bit more vague than most prospects, right?
Yeah.
That you talk to, right? In
Yeah,
terms of her
100%.
goals.
Yeah.
So in these cases, you would just spend more time pulling specifics out of her and giving her basically like examples and like
Mhm.
walking her through. It's like, okay, like what do you want your lifestyle to be like? Right? Like, okay, so like when you're down there, are you just gonna be like, basically just like not going out? Are you gonna want to go out, treat yourself? Those clubs can get pretty expensive, right? And you can start to piece these things together and actually like piece a life together for them.
I see.
Right.
When
And
you
then,
mean,
then
like-
when it becomes more concrete in their mind, that's when they're gonna want to chase after it more.
100%. And like when you mentioned like friend territory, like you don't want to be kind of like buddy with them.
Yeah, not too friendly. Because like here's the issue is if she gave you a hard objection.
She didn't give me any
Right?
objection.
No, I get it. But if she did, and like now we're in friend territory, right? It's like we're gonna be like, first of all, number one, it's like our authority starts to go a little bit out the window when we're too friendly. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying don't be friendly, but you can get into overly friendly. So far you
I see
haven't
what you're
done that.
saying. Yeah.
Right? But I'm saying like if we keep going, we can start to get into that territory. Okay. So authority, and then as well, then it's like harder for us to like really hold people's feet to the fire because like, oh, I fucking like this person. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No, I hear you.
Now I will say, like, what you should do is like after you sell them, then just chit chat with them. I'm not saying like don't be friendly with people you sell, but it's like sell them first, like and then chat with them and shit like that.
Right.
Right? Just like any of you guys who've hopped on a sales call with me, like I want to coach you guys and help you out and things like that, but I'm gonna sell you first. And then like I'll give you a quick one-on-one. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure. Uh-huh.
So it's like that way we don't fall too much. Like number one, like the call will go longer. We're getting sidetracked. Number two, authority. And then number three, it's just then gonna be harder for you to like press if you need it to.
Mhm.
Okay. You haven't done it so far. Now I've watched a little bit of this call because I had to edit it before.
Yeah.
So it does go a little bit further. And it's like just a little bit too much in friend territory.
Mhm.
Okay. Like in this call, it didn't kill it, but it's like for others, like let's just say like she just had some objection that just fucking sidetracked you. Cause like that does happen. You think they're gonna be a lay down and it's like just out of nowhere, off the top ropes.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're just in a worse position because of like diving too much into the friendly territory.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, we love Florida here in this house. The Orbis.
And you're
house.
what? You're 19.
Yeah, 19.
Guess how old I am?
22, 23.
I'm 20.
You're 20? You're
I'm
almost.
I'm literally like the same age. Are you in your sophomore year of college?
I tried like getting
I
on the
am
same
in
level as
I am
her,
in my sophomore year.
But it's like, okay. Yeah, it's like we're relating. We can do that, but it's like on some level. Does she want to buy from somebody who she's on the same level as, or somebody who she feels as like is further along and better?
further along for sure.
Right. So it's like you could do that a little bit. It's like, hey, I've been where you're at. Like I get where you're coming from, all that stuff. But it's like we don't want to be on the same levels because it's like then like where's our authority? by the end of the call, like we're the expert. Like we know where we're going, we know where we need to take them, we know what they like, what the game plan is. So if we get too much into friend territory, then yeah, it's just like it just cuts out our authority.
No, that makes sense.
Right?
College.
Okay, so I'm a year ahead of you, or I would be if I was still in college. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's crazy. Because yeah, definitely. Like I really resonated with that as far as like moving out. Because I used to live in Chicago. Now I live, you know.
Damn, you're
Oh,
right, bro.
I would love to go. I've never been to Chicago, but that's like one place I really want to go. Chicago.
It's not that crazy. I mean,
Really?
maybe just
I
because
heard
it's a
it's
big
so
city,
fun.
but like I don't know. It's a big city, which is cool. But aside from that, it's just like in the winter it sucks. Like right now
Oh,
it
sorry.
sucks over there. LA is cool though. I used to play a lot of GTA, right? And like it takes place in LA, so it's like
Like,
Yo,
bro,
what the
That is
fuck?
true.
No, you're
Very
so
true.
right.
GTA is all based here.
like, bro, what are we talking about at this point?
That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. No, you're 100%
told
right
it-
as far as like sidetracking, diving into friendly territory. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, that is crazy.
Bro went with yeah, dude, I play a lot of GTA Riz.
That's not even Riz, bro. That's like, what the hell? Damn.
No, it's good. Like at this call, like it's like you can always come back from it, but you can see how like now we're just like totally off track, and then yeah, just like our authority starts to like now we're like again like we don't like we want to be seen as the authority. We have the status rather than like on the same level because we have to lead her at the end of the day. We gotta like
Yeah.
hey, this is what we do,
Mhm.
right?
I mean, at least fun to like. I mean, I feel like it's fun because I grew up here my whole life. Like the beach,
Mhm.
like the roll, like the amusement parks I could go to, the food, like
Mhm.
the weather. I don't know how much you can get better than that besides Florida, pretty much.
No, yeah, straight up. No, I hear
Yeah.
you. Because like moving out, okay, that's like one thing. Like
Yeah.
aside from that, like anything else?
I just like I feel like I've been really like I feel like struggling within my
Mhm.
identity because I don't know what I want to do with my college degree because it's like oh like if
What are
I
you
go
going to school for?
business comp because that's just
Guess what I went to school for?
huh.
Accounting. So
See?
not that much different.
Not
I'm
that
being
much
super
different.
real.
Like
Yeah, why am I
like
trying to
I
relate with
understand the
her?
business of like but what
Yeah.
am I gonna do with
Well, it's like it's not bad to relate, but it's like if we try to overdo it too much, that like that's been the focus for the last like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
Right? Like a few things. Like if somebody tells me like, "Oh, I'm going to school for this," it's like, "Hey, I have an economics degree and I've never used it a day in my life," which is true, by the way. Like I'll say it in passing, but it's like I'm not going to spend too much time on it because again, I'll get sidetracked. And it's good to like relate on some level, but it's like if we spend too much time, we're just sidetracking the call at this point.
Damn.
All right, you're vibing.
business degree so that
Bro,
that's why
but
I'm
damn.
like well business can help with e-commerce so why not like a little
Well, is your goal to open up a business?
yeah because I've always wanted to open up my own business but it's like I don't know yet. I'm still
I
fine.
mean-
I'm still 19, almost turning 20 in like 2 weeks. So it's
True,
like,
like we're literally like if we're a few months different in age, that's crazy.
I know.
Okay, so it's like again, like that could be excuse. Like that could be an excuse.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
19,
she's just 19.
20.
yeah.
And it's like pushing back on that. And that's what happens again when we're getting a little bit too buddy. It's like we're not listening for
Exactly.
the red flags.
But then it's also like I'm
Right.
pulling stuff out of her that is like she wouldn't have thought of originally.
Yeah, like you are getting that out of her of like saying that, but it just comes down to is it doing more harm than good?
No, I'm saying
Like,
like, that's
could-
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's a bad thing. Yeah.
But-
Oh, when's your birthday?
July 23rd.
What the hell are we talking
Oh, mine's
about?
November 22nd.
Dang,
Oh
so
my
it's like
God, are
literally
you a
almost like
Scorpio?
exactly
I know,
4
it's
months or
almost
whatever
here.
that is.
I know, I'm almost 20. It's
That's
scary.
crazy. Well, I'll throw you a little
Yo,
happy birthday
I'm
thing
never
here.
doing that shit
again.
again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Holy
You
smokes.
really are trying to riz her up, bro.
I ain't trying to raise up shit, bro.
You trying to talk about
Damn.
star signs right now?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Cool, cool. Well,
Back
I was
on
gonna
track.
ask, like, you mentioned starting a business.
hmm
I dropped out really just because like I wanted to start a business, and then obviously ecom came into play.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe it'll be the same for you. We'll see. But
Mhm.
I guess like I just have to ask, right? Like, with the way that things are now, like staying at the job that you're at, just staying in school, like if you never really dialed in and really started this online business,
Mhm.
how likely would it be for you to make 10K per month within the next 6 to 12 months?
Probably that would probably take me like a good 4 months to make 10K because of like a salary of.
You're
like-
saying in 4 months? I'm saying like per month to make 10K per
Oh,
month.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like how likely would it
Which
be?
is good.
Not, not that likely.
Like that's the answer you're looking
Why
for.
wouldn't it?
Good.
Yeah.
It's just like it depends on like tips also. Like I also work as like a hostess. Like I switch from
Mhm.
server to hostess, and then I like do
Mhm.
babysitting sometimes just to earn some more cash because I'm like, who doesn't have a little bit more money just to help out? But it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like it's just the server salary is just
Mhm.
not that like well, but it's like it does like pretty well compared
We need
to
to
like,
cut her off.
I guess.
It's
other-
just like not to the 10K level.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
just
get what
not
I-
like yeah, it's just like not to the 10K level.
No, fair enough. Because like I just have to ask like the hard questions.
No.
As one of the coaches here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what happens, right? If nothing changes,
Hmm.
right? You never really dial in the business. You never make 10K per month, and we're never able to like move out to Florida, move out to a place that we love. Like how would that feel?
That would feel I feel like that would just feel like, oh, I didn't do it. Like that felt like, oh, like I feel like I'm lazy and I hate feeling the feeling of lazy. Like I hate
Yeah.
being lazy. Like obviously like, oh, like
Yeah.
rest, like get it, like have like your lazy
Yeah.
moment like for like an hour, but it's like I can't be
Okay.
lazy. Like being lazy is just like not a thing for me. It's
And
just-
most people are
Yeah.
pretty lazy. Like, you sure? Like, why not just be lazy and just
Let me
kind
take out
of
an extra
I know.
stem
step.
it out?
like
So
what
it's
I-
like
Mhm.
it was a decent answer. It's like, okay, but help me understand, like, what would be the actual like day-to-day impact, 6 months from now, if you're still stuck in the same place, making 2K per month and not able to actually like move the way that you're wanting to.
Like how that feel?
Yeah. I would say like, what's the day-to-day impact?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, dude, it'd be depressing. Like, that's what I want to get out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like you take it that extra step with what's the day-to-day impact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
my dad has always said like you have to learn like the value of a dollar. So that's
Right.
where I was like my mindset comes like you have to learn the value of like a dollar really.
100%. Cool.
I feel like that made no
Well,
sense.
then I
when
guess
you
like I
said
just
that,
have
I'm not
to
gonna
ask
lie.
like why now?
What was that?
Like I feel like that no context to the question is like,
Yeah, like it was kind of a just out of nowhere. So it's like I want to address it. I would just say I would just double down. Like, so you got like an okay consequence, like, oh, I'd feel lazy, but it's like, okay, but what would be the actual day-to-day impact if 6 months from now you're exactly in the same place?
mhm.
Like if you really thought about it, I would like slow down. If you really thought about it, what would be the actual day-to-day impact 6 months from now, making 2K per month, not being able to actually live where you want to live?
Mhm.
And you see like the look on my face. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to elicit emotion out of her. When you're talking about consequence, the biggest thing that you're looking for out of an answer from consequence is like, it's not a word, it's an emotion. I need them to actually sit and contemplate failure. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's like she kind of talked about it, but it's like it was very surface level.
Right.
Okay.
Now, right? Like, why do this now rather than just wait like another few months, another year, 2 years? Like, why actually like really set in and get this thing started now?
Well, it's because I'm almost 20, but that's not the reason. But it's just like all my friends are really just drinking, partying, and I'm not really like not like that. So it's
Yeah.
just like I'd rather focus and really dial in on work and really just money just to help what like I could pay for a new house or apartment, or my sister would like
Mhm.
something to be treated nice, or my parents want something nice, just to make myself just like, oh, I can breathe. Like I don't have to worry about this type of
I
life.
see. Because like, would you say now that you do kind of worry a little bit?
Like Obviously, like, yes, but like my parents help out once in a while because they're like, oh, like, yeah, you got it. I'm like, but it's like I want to help myself too.
I see.
Okay.
Because like when you are kind of like reliant on the parents,
Hmm.
I guess like how does that come up for you?
I mean, I don't think anyone really likes relying on their parents, but it's just like sometimes you have to. Because I mean, I rely on my parents for like paying for my school. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
like they have to pay. But it's like, oh, if I make that, I could pay for my own school and I could pay for my sisters, and my dad doesn't have to work 2 jobs. So it's
Mhm.
like
Okay.
I could help out. I love helping. I really love helping people.
You see, like if we would have gotten more of that, like in Future Pace, you
Right.
see how then like the consequence and everything's like so much more like tangible. Now here's the thing.
Exactly.
Okay. There's no rule in the rule book saying like, hey, I finally got this now. I go back into Future Pace. Well, it's like, well, I guess like you've really given back and making to where it's like your dad doesn't have to work 2 jobs. I guess like where does that drive really come from, or why is that so important to you? And you being able to do that, like I guess like what does that do for you personally? Well, what happens if you don't do anything about this, and God forbid he has to work 2 jobs for another year, 2 years, or 5 years down the road,
Mhm.
and just you loop back around. You do like a quick Future Pace and then consequence, right? Because you finally got something that's like that is interesting and it's unique. Everything up until this point, like if it was some other like person there, it's like it could have been true for them because she's talking in such like vagueness and generalities.
Right.
But that was the first thing that, and you can just train your ear for it. Like that was the first more like unique thing that was like probably actually like really meant something to her.
Right.
So then when you hear that, then it's like, okay, we take it. It's like, oh, well, like, what do you mean by that? Like working 2 jobs. And so where does that drive come from to really like give back and really help him? Or why is this so important to you? And what would that do for you personally? Like, how would that feel?
Mhm.
Yeah, but what happens if you never actually are able to help him and he has to continue to work for 2 jobs for another 5 or even 10 years?
Right.
And then we get a real deep consequence at that point.
Mm.
Okay. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Okay. Cool.
Damn.
That's like what I really like to do.
For sure. So it'd be like it's like bigger than yourself.
Yeah, it's like way bigger than myself. It's not like I'm gonna be greedy with money. It's like, oh, you here, have some. Like that's okay.
100%. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, then like let's see how we could get you in here. So
Yeah, perfect.
let me just share my screen, right? Because I'll show
Yeah.
you like how.
And then the presentation, pretty long.
Right.
Like the discovery was like 14 minutes, and now it was another like 15.
To get
Yeah.
this thing going.
Yeah,
Is there any reason why? Because it's like I reviewed your calls before and they weren't that long. Is there any reason like we've been doing like maybe a little bit of longer presentations?
There's no reason specifically. No, I just feel like maybe over explaining or explaining things in more detail is better.
Yeah. Is it though?
I mean, is it? I don't know.
Especially when you're talking about like webinar leads, right? These are webinar leads, right?
This one specifically, I don't
Or
think
no.
so. This one specifically,
Okay.
no.
Even that, right? It's like just clear, concise, like 5-7 minutes, I would say is more than enough to go over like a biz op offer. Because like the issue is if we go in, we like over explain, like we're losing all of the emotion.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's like we continue to talk about like so much stuff. It becomes like less straightforward and less simple,
Mhm.
right? We're like trying to oversell them a bit.
I see.
Okay. Does the other salesperson on this offer, do they have 15-minute presentations?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you outsell that person selling the way that
So
like
I have a better close rate, but cash collection is different. That's why I'm like tweaking out. That's why I feel like I should,
Yeah. But it's like, okay, and it's like this is what we talked about. We just need to focus on like making sure we get better cash collection. But if you're getting more people to say yes, she's getting 30% of people to say yes, you're getting above 50% of people to say yes. Sell in the way that we teach in the mastermind, right?
Right.
Like don't change like the structure. Just do what you know you should do.
And
And
I think
all we're
this
gonna
call
do
was,
is
like, me
all we
trying
need to do is
yeah.
yeah, like you're mimicking someone who's worse than you at sales.
Yeah.
She just helps them get more creative. So it's the same thing that we went over on the coaching call. It's just like, again, like for you, it's like paid in full, the full amount, like financing, 3K financing, can their family finance, like down payment. Like we just go through the tiers and we just make sure like we create a game plan to get as much cash upfront as possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if we do that, then it's like we'll blow her out of the water of close rate and cash collection. Really, cash collection, the metric of it is just, dude, it's 90% just fighting for it. Of just like pushing, like not like in a rude way, but it's just like, okay, like, can we do this? Can we do that? Like, would this work? Would this work? Here's what we can do. And just like leading. That's all it is. Right. So if it's like, if you do that, then like you'll get your cash collection up.
Because like I think part of me, it's like maybe I'm like fearful to like I just want to get some sort of commitment from them and then try something versus like trying a million things and then in the back of their mind like they're getting unsold kind of thing.
Okay. Fair, right? Like that is something that is like is at least like a legitimate thing you can have in your head. What you need to do, like let's just talk about like the financing. Okay. If we go through like on the financing, let me see if I can pull that up here. Before we even go into the financing, okay, we already normalized that people do get they don't get approved. And the reason is because you don't want that freak out. And then if they don't get approved, the very first thing you're going to do is like, not a problem. It happens. Here's what we do next. Not a problem. It happens. Here's what we do next. Right. So like, that's what we need to make sure we go ahead and do. So if you go into the objection handling,
you got to share your screen again.
Yeah. Let me pull it up first. I got to find it. Okay. So if you go into the objection handling one, right, let me go ahead, share screen, no money, game plan. Okay. Come back, StreamYard, add. Here we go. Okay. So just very first thing, it's like, okay, so not an issue. Would it help if I walk you through what other clients will do if they just don't have the funds up front? Now, this is going to be a bit customized to what you have and what you can do. Okay. So for you, you have a couple different options. So it might not sound exactly like, it might not sound exactly like this, but something similar. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll use our third-party funding partner and we'll go ahead and get the investment. And once you're in the program, okay, what you'll do is like, you know, they'll take their excess money that they're making and they'll start paying down the funds right away with me there. So now there's a few different options for that. Typically, if you, a family member or co-signer, okay, has a 680 or above, they are able to get approved. And once approved, it breaks it down to 6, 9, or 12 months, depending on what you qualify for. I think that would help. Now, again, I'm already planting you, a family member or a co-signer. I'm going to say ballpark what the credit's at. Now, if you have something that's different, like if you have Klarna and it's like, you know, 12, 36, whatever it is, whatever it is, you just say that there. It's like, hey, would that help? Okay. What's your...
Damn, you're lagging out hard.
Okay, so it's like from I'm gonna have the credit.
Yo.
Yeah.
Dude, that hurricane's hidden.
Didn't
Damn. Yo, chat, can you hear this?
I can hear.
Damn, this sounds like you sound like a beatboxer, bro. Damn, I gotta get a haircut, chat. I'm just gonna distract the chat while you do what your thing, bro. Yeah, he's still lagging. Can you hear me though, Moses? Nah. Yo, chat. I'm running the stream now. What's up, chat? Yo, Moses, how many people do we have here? Like, I can't see the number. Yeah, Christian's like loading back in.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
All right. I had to like whatever. Oh no, I don't want that Christian to the stage. Get out of here. Okay, cool. So let me pull this back up. Yeah, my internet's not been super great.
It's that hurricane,
so
bro.
it's typhoon. What's the difference?
My bad.
It's
Because
an
you're in Asia. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just take it from the top. Okay. So not an issue. Would it help you if I walk you through what other clients will do if they don't have the funds up front? So what they'll go ahead and do is they'll use our third-party funding partner and go ahead, get the investment. And once they get into the program, they'll take the excess money that they're making and start paying the funds down right away. With me there? Yes. Okay. Now, there are a few different options for that. Typically, if you, a family member or co-signer, has a 680 or above, you're able to get approved. And once you get approved, it breaks it down to 6, 9, and 12 months, depending on what you qualify for. I think that would help you. Okay. Depending on what you have, you might need to change, like, hey, what it breaks it down to and like the credit score. But I'm always going to plant you, a family member or a co-signer. So if they don't get approved, we can get somebody else approved. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what's your credit score? Just ballpark. Okay, if they say no, you handle concern, loop back around. Now, if they're like, dude, I have like a 500 credit score, I'm just gonna go bad credit score, didn't get approved. Now, if they do get if they have a good credit score, it's like, okay, typically that would be enough to get approved, but they can't tell us why they approve or don't approve people. So sometimes it won't go through, which is totally normal. So I'm normalizing it right away. But what I can do is I can send you over the link just to see if you get approved. It's a soft check. It's not going to affect your credit if that's what it is. Would that work for you? You send the link and you're just like, okay, and I'm just going to stay here in case you have any questions. Like you just chit chat and you talk about bullshit. This is the time you can talk about being in Florida, bro.
While they're filling it out?
Yeah, you just talk about nonsense, right?
Oh, okay.
And then if they don't get approved, for example, it's like, okay, and that's not uncommon. Can I share with you what most clients do in your position? Okay, so what they'll do is they'll use someone else's credit and go ahead and pay it down themselves with the extra income they have coming in. So who do you know that might be willing to help you get outcome? Okay, if they know somebody, then it's like, okay, how would we be able to contact them and get that all in place? Now, for you in particular, since you have another way of doing it, you can actually get them to do a 3K. Right? Yeah. You'd go, okay, so the next steps would do 3K. Then the next steps would be doing someone else. Okay. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah. And then if they can't do someone else on the spot, would I take down a deposit?
Yeah. Then you take down a deposit and create a game plan.
Or like if they could do someone else, but they might have to find someone like the next week.
Yeah. You're just like, okay, when can you talk to them? Right. And it's like, when can you talk to them? Okay. So the next steps from here would be going ahead and just taking down a fully refundable, down payment. So that way we can go ahead and get everything in place, all that fun stuff. And then you go ahead, you take that and it's like, okay, so you take the down payment, the 500. And then from there, it's like, okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll send you this link. I do have to ask though, like what happens if you just go to them and for whatever reason, they're just not on board with like you going ahead and using their credit? Like what would we do then? Like how would we find the funds? And then you want to create a payment or a plan on the back end of like, what would we do if we couldn't figure it out? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think the approval thing is like really key.
It's kind of
like making sure that,
Yeah. Well, it's like you just want to make sure you get in front of like, hey, like that you should be good on getting approved, but they can't tell us why they do or don't approve people. So it's totally normal if you don't. Because like what can happen is like sometimes, and I know this happened to me like a lot, like people are like, oh, like I have really good credit. And it's like, I don't know why I didn't get approved. It's like, yeah, like, I don't know. They can't tell us that due to your privacy, but it's like, it's not uncommon, right? You know, I know some people have like 800 and just for whatever reason, they don't get approved. This is the next step though. Right. You just take them right into the next step. Like you don't allow them to just like get sidetracked on it.
Like to get you to a point where you're making at least 6K per month, or 10K per month, being able to, move out. Hopefully it's Florida, right? Maybe move out, become a neighbor of ours, right? Sick.
Hopefully.
Move out, be able to have that independence, help out the family and whatnot. And of course, like have lifetime access to the group coaching, like the coaching, the blueprint,
I
the actual
butchered
community,
that.
all that, and then the 6 coaching calls.
What was that?
I butchered that, like the way I dropped price.
Yeah, it's like we always want to make sure we're tying it into outcome, all that stuff. But,
Right.
you know. Okay, just be like, it sounds like right now we just need to make sure we're just going back to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like it's less that, hey, you need to be taught new things, because I've seen you like do calls like so much crisper than this. It's just
Yeah.
reminding the stuff of you that you already know, and just
Right.
making sure like we get in that habit, we get in that momentum. I think a lot of what happened is like you switched from like more direct bookings now to like webinar leads, and then maybe we're in our head a little bit about it, which
It's
I'm
not
telling you, like those are just
100%. Like I feel like I do
You're
better with the booked call because we have like DM funnel, call funnel, and now we're starting to add in webinar.
so it's an additional lead source on top.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So is your calendar more full?
it's starting to be more full because like
Okay.
slowly getting there, which is good. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's like in my head, like honestly, they should be able to keep two people full, like totally cranked, with just like one, maybe two marketing funnels, right? But whatever. Your guys' setters are lazy.
yeah, I have to get on their ass. Man.
Don't tell anyone I said that. Chat, you're on the same side. We're not going to tell anybody that. Okay, cool. So yeah.
On top of that, what it'll look like is it's a one-time investment of 6K. So what that gives you is lifetime access, like I mentioned. Any questions on how that works?
No.
Cool. Does that work for you?
Yeah, it does. Yes.
Cool. So then next steps, what it'll look like is we'll take care of that. And then from there, I'm going to set you up to have your onboarding call with one of our coaches. On this call, what it's going to be like, and it's really good that you came before Thanksgiving, simply because we're going to build you a streamlined plan to get you to 10K per month. But also keeping in mind that we got to get your ads launched literally a week before Thanksgiving, because that's when Black Friday happens.
Okay.
Sound cool?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
How do you feel?
Okay.
Very well. I'm excited.
Let's
Very
do
excited.
it. So then here, I'm going to send you a link for the investment, and then we'll get you set up.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it cool if I send it on text?
Yeah, that's fine.
Amazing.
Generally speaking, I would just go ahead and take
Zoom
payment,
call. I was like, oh my God.
I never had that.
right? Just because like you've been leading the entire call, like generally
Mhm.
speaking, I'm just going to go ahead and just take payment.
like you're gonna go on the link and fill out their info.
So what I'll do, like this is generally what I'll do, right? Let me see if I can pull up a Stripe link. I'll just say like, okay, so ready to go ahead and move forward. It's like, okay, fantastic. So I just need a little bit of info from you. So it looks like your email here is 123@abc.com. Is that like the best email?
Mhm.
Okay. And then I also have like your name here, as like, you know, this and this. Like, is that like your real name that would be like on your card? Okay.
Mhm.
And then so now and then I'll just share my screen. And my Slack is moving extremely slow right now as I was trying to get a payment link to show you how to just take it.
Yeah.
But then I'll just share my screen. I'm like, okay, so what I need from you is just you know, the card details.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like I'll just go here. I'm like, okay, and it's just like I'll put in their info like beforehand. Like I'll have the links up so I don't get in this situation. But then I'll just like pull it out. Now, if they're doing financing, I'll send it to them.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's like taking a card, I'll just go ahead and I'll take the card.
Right.
Right. It's really simple. And like this. You just pull it up and you literally just show them the camera link or the actual payment link. Remove, and you just like you pull it up and you just go, okay, and then like what's your card details? And then you just put it in here and then you go ahead and pay. Okay. But if they're doing like Klarna or something like that, then you just send it to them.
Right. Move the Zoom meeting, and I saw that it changed the entire link, and I was like, what do you want me to use?
Probably just me at orbis@gmail.com.
Orbis. Where's that last name from, by the way?
Italy.
Italy. You look a lot like Middle Eastern to me.
I know. A lot of people tell me that, but I'm like South American. A lot
So you're half Italian, half South American?
Yeah,
Trying to riz her, bro.
Where exactly in South America?
Ecuador.
She wasn't that.
Ecuador, sick.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. People in the chat don't know that.
Have you ever been there or no?
I have one time when I was little, but that was pretty much it.
Do you remember anything or no?
Not really, but
But like this is what I'm talking about. Like this is the type of chat you do like when you're just kind of like biding time, like as you're like getting the payment shit together.
Okay.
Right. This is fine to like kind of bullshit.
it's just like just very more like a lot of like poor compared to like.
But then if they throw an objection randomly out their ass somehow,
That was
like,
No, I definitely, I could definitely.
What was that?
if they throw a random objection like while we're bullshitting, like,
Then you just go ahead, you handle the objection.
but like, would it affect like the flow of anything or no?
Like it's not going to be the end of the world. Now, again, it just comes down to like I would be sharing my screen and like just taking them through it,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I don't have to jump through all these like loops. It's much more easy. It's much more straightforward. It's just simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've been leading the entire conversation. You just lead taking the part info.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Actually feel that. Like I'm Romanian, right? And yeah, Romania is not the spot. Like I know Andrew Tate makes it seem like whatever, but like, dude, it is not it.
That's not it. Oh God.
Not at all.
Yeah, Romania's ass for a chat.
No, my credit. I had to prove it by my bank first.
Why is Romania bad?
It's just shitty, bro.
Fair enough. Vietnam's not too bad. Come visit, right?
To sign up because
The
it's
lady
the
boys.
5,000.
Yeah,
6,000.
typically they'll send you
That's
like a
that's
verification.
Thailand.
Yeah, but they have to call me
My bad,
after
my
like
bad.
an hour or two, so they won't. I have to call them and be like, "Can you extend my thing?" Because
Do you have like a limit on your card?
yeah, I have a limit because it's like I can only spend like $1,000 a day. I can't spend any more than that.
I see.
Yeah.
Then would you want to just do this? Like we could do 1,000. You could call your bank and then we could meet up. Like I'll create your account, get you all set up,
Mhm.
and then we could set up another call later just to take care of it all.
Yeah. Let me just see if they can do that. Because if they can't, then that's gonna be an issue. And then I just have to probably wait like a day or two just to extend my credit card, just to extend it a little bit.
See, like this doesn't make too much sense. Was she saying extend her credit card and different things along those lines? Like, what does she mean by that?
So
Mhm.
I would just have to wait a day because it usually takes like a day to wait. So I can just pay in full.
Is she trying to like raise her limit?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I just clarify. It's like, okay, so you like what do you actually have available like right now that we could get started with? If it's logistical, she'll just go ahead and she'll tell you something.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like fishing for something. Yeah, I'm playing with the post-it too.
It's loud, bro.
Yeah, my bad, that's my bad. But yeah, so it's like kind of fishing for the objection a bit, or no?
Yeah, you just want to go ahead and just push for it. You just
Yeah.
push for the sale, and pushing for the sale, naturally they'll tell you what the objection is.
Okay.
Right?
Probably like tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like we could get you set up at least like with 1,000. Like, would that work for you?
I don't know if that would, because then my bank is gonna be like throwing a freaking probably bitch fit if I do that. Because Bank of America is actually the hardest bank on planet Earth. So.
And are you sure it takes like a day? Like, I just want to like this is something like you want to do, right?
Oh yeah.
100%.
This is where I was, like, starting to get fishy. I was
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
like,
Like it's not quite consistent.
Damn, you're lagging like a bitch, bro. That's crazy. You're lagging like crazy. Nah. Damn.
Maybe I just,
You gotta move back to Miami.
dude,
Miami app Wi-Fi was but not like this freaking Vietnam tsunami
It's
hurricane
like-
Wi-Fi, bro.
it's just power. It's so good, and then just for whatever reason,
Yeah,
it's
bro. Damn. Damn, it's bad. Chat, y'all hear that? I guess I'm running it now. So, yeah, I'm running the show. If you can see me, put W in the chat. And if you could hear me. W in the chat. I don't see no W's in the chat, guys. What's going on? What's
All
going
right.
on? I'll have to entertain the chat for a bit, bro.
Yeah. I disconnected from my VPN. Like, I'm thinking maybe that's what it is. Am I fine
Maybe.
now?
I think you're good now, yeah.
Okay. Because like I use a VPN too. Yeah. So it's like I don't get just purely like when I look stuff up on Google, like Vietnamese answers. I'm like, bro, what are we talking about? Like,
Oh,
but
fair
sometimes
enough, yeah.
but sometimes with the VPN, it makes my stuff go slow. So hopefully that's good. It's a learning experience for us all. I apologize, guys. My bad on that one. You know what timestamp we're at?
Nah.
All right, whatever.
If they can do that, 'cause-
Like we could at least like hold down your spot till tomorrow, and then
Yeah.
we could just talk tomorrow.
because Bank of America is actually the hardest bank on planet.
So I would just clarify, like, okay, are you paying on like a credit card or are you like paying like debit? Like, what are you actually paying with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's gonna give you a lot of insight because she's paying like on credit card. Then I would just pitch the financing,
Yeah.
right? She probably gets better rates like through Klarna than she would like her credit card. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like we just need to actually flush out exactly what that is.
So just clarifying then, like if she's iffy
Yeah.
or things don't make sense.
Yeah.
And find the objection, basically.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then with this, like you just take the 500 down, and then like 10 minutes later, she's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So like that's why it's like you just need to flush out more of like what her payment options were. Like how is she actually going to pay?
Yeah.
Right. If you know that, then like you'll have insight on how to actually go about it.
Mm-hmm. I still have to call. Like she's just left me on ghost. Like any message I send her, she just leaves it either on read or delivered.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
Yeah, with that, man, I would just say the biggest thing that we need to focus on is just getting back to the basics, right? Making sure you're fully flushing out problem. You're fully like just having the conversation the way that you know to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. Future pays, consequence, all that stuff. And then with the objection, like that one was an interesting one. Just with anything, when it starts to like not make sense, you just need to make sure it does make sense and it's totally clear why they can't pay right now.
Right.
And if you're not totally clear on it, because I bet you couldn't actually tell me like why she couldn't pay. She said like a bank limit, but she needs to expand it. Like it starts to like not actually make sense.
Right. No, I agree.
You know what I mean? So anytime that we're talking about money, it just needs to make sense. And if it makes sense, then like, okay, we have clear logistical. But if it doesn't make sense, that's normally going to lead to the fact that it is more like fear-based.
Yeah.
Right. Or there's something that's underlying there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. No, that helps a lot. Yeah. Going back to basics is like a reminder I probably needed to hear. Like definitely going deeper on problem and getting better at like, pre-handling and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
just keep sending her memes. This is the way.
Okay, bet.
I just posted a bunch of memes in the community in the community tab.
Bet.
So send her memes, break the pattern, look at the ghost protocol. That's also a way that you'd go about it typically. Do you know what the ghost protocol is?
Yeah, it's in like the SOPs, right?
Yeah, so just go check a look at the SOPs. There's also like memes and different messages and stuff in there too. Just stay on top of her. She seemed pretty keen, but it does seem like there is something like underlying. And then in the actual like message that you showed, she's like, oh, like I don't know if I can afford this.
Yeah.
So it seemed like she was wanting to. This is what I'm gonna assume what she was actually trying to do. Is she was trying to raise her credit limit so she could pay. But you could see if she just got approved for Klarna.
So I should have like ran her through Klarna type of thing or no?
Yeah. Well, it's like first just get clear how she was going to pay.
Right. Get clear on that.
Right. And then if she's paying with credit card, then it's like just take her through Klarna.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
Any questions?
To me, that's really it.
Okay. Cool. Well, then we'll cut the call review there. I'll stay. I'll answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll stay for like 30 minutes or however long you guys want to stay. Hopefully not too long. It's 1:27 a.m. my time, guys. But I want to answer questions. No, I'm awake. I've been staying up like 3-4 a.m. like every day, like Vietnam time. So it's like this is how my schedule is.
You're exactly like 12 hours ahead than like Miami time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I miss Florida. It's not too bad. Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you go, bro.
Dang.
All right, fucking crush it.
Yeah.
Don't let this woman get in your head. Double her sales. Like I'm telling you, when I message you that, I'm not kidding. Make her want to quit sales because you're so fucking good.
I mean, with you being my coach, I for sure could do it. So yeah, I appreciate it.
You talk to the setters to get more stuff on your calendar?
Yeah.
Right? Dude, just anytime you have white space, bring them on to Zoom and just like, hey, let's go ahead. Let's get after it. All right?
Yeah.
Promise.
100%. Let's do it.
Okay? Cool. All right. See you, bro.
Cool. I'll peace you.
All right. Cool, guys. And just to kind of tell, give you a little bit of insight on like what I was talking to Nathan about when it came to that. It's all about getting more opportunity, right? So for him, he is on a offer with one other closer, okay? And they're about the same when it comes to opportunity, but when he has white space, he's not really doing as much with it as he should. Okay. So if we have white space on our calendar, we should always be thinking like, who has my money? How can I actually get more conversations? How can I actually get more people across the line? And if you have setters, there is no rule in the closer rule book, right? Maybe they put it in your fucking contract, but maybe they didn't. I'm going to assume they didn't. I've never actually seen it on a contract, but there's no rule saying that you can't talk to each one of the setters and tell them if they give you hot, juicy leads, fresh ones, right? The ones that are really hot, put them on my calendar right away, same day, that I will double the commissions that they give you. They'll give you 2%. I'll give you 2%, whatever it is, right? So that way you get more leads on your calendar. And if you have white space, really just open up a Zoom room and tell them, hey, let's hop on the Zoom room and we hunt together. Any leads that I book myself, I'll mark you as a setter. And any leads that you book in for me, I'll double your commissions, right? And so for this next hour, we're just filling my calendar. So if you can do that, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I've done that on every single offer I've hopped on. I've only been called out on it once. And I actually got like, hey, you're doing a good job, but yeah, you're going to knock that off. Okay. So if you're not cheating, you're not trying, get more on your calendar. There's nothing that says you can't pay the setters more. Okay, cool. So let's run through a couple of the questions that you guys put through. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'll see if I can't make through all of them or go through all of them. You guys are funny at the top. And hopefully my internet's good now and it doesn't crap out because now I have no way of knowing. Okay. Should his attention be more direct on her or in front of him? His eyes and his body is shifting a lot. Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell because it was going back and forth. That's why, generally speaking, I would say if you are recording your calls, which everyone should be recording your calls, you should have it in your settings to where it shows both of you at the same time the entire time. That way you can go back and when you review your calls, you can see how you look the entire time and how they look the entire time. So you can read their body language, your body language. From what I saw, he wasn't moving too much to where it would become distracting. Okay. But there are points where it can get too much, but it was hard to really detect that because it was going back and forth. Okay. And appreciate you, Mark. All right. Okay. Going through here. Okay. Would getting there faster be what have you invested in a mentor for mechanism in the past time frame? Then if they say nothing, ask them what prevented them in the past. Yeah, just like, hey, have you done anything as far as getting like hands-on help like with that question, specifically in the framework, right? I'm gonna be a little bit more specific around like the hands-on help. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, so after you pull out their problems, right? You fully flesh out their problems. They're like, yes, I'm looking to go from like, here are all my problems. I'm looking to go from 5 to 10K per month, specifically for a biz op offer. You're going to ask them like, what have they done in the past? And that question should be pretty pointed. And the reason why you want a very specific question here is so you don't spend a lot of time like talking about nonsense. So that's why I'm going to have it pretty specific. So before we started talking today, have you been out there looking for advanced marketing help so you could, right? Like, or advanced or hands-on help, right? Whatever it is, like pick your poison. Hands-on help. No, help. Okay, so you could go from current revenue to goal revenue or whatever it is, like current income, right? To goal income, like whatever it is, or like what have you been doing on that front? So you want that to be more specific. You don't want it to be super vague or like, what have you been doing about starting a business, right? That tends to be very vague and you can get caught in conversations of just talking about like stuff that's not super, super important to the sales conversation. That's why having a question that's a little bit more specific is going to help and get to it quicker. So Alex, you're definitely right on that. Okay. How does the tonality be when questioning how long she has not done anything in the past? Generally speaking, when you're asking like how long, it's typically just curious. Oh, how long has that been the case? Or like, I'm curious, like it depends on when it's in the conversation. So like typically you're going to get the how long they've had this problem. Okay. They're typically going to get the how long they had this problem in problem, right? In the problem phase. Okay. And the tone of that typically is going to be curious and concerned. When you ask somebody how long, it's more curious, concerned of like, how long have they had this problem? That's typically the tone you're going to have. Okay. So that's generally speaking going to be the tone. Okay. Now, when we get further in the conversation and into solution, and we're trying to understand like what's held them back in the past, that's when we get a little bit more challenging, right? Like, well, how long have we been researching for? Like, I'm going to be a little bit more challenging, but it just depends on when that how long is going to come up. Okay. When challenging the mind frame of the clients is to me feels like sick pops up the most, how to avoid it with the tone, how to detach when it comes up. Okay. So sales resistance comes up when we're challenging the prospect. Now, when we're challenging the prospect, we need to earn that. If we are somebody who is like super timid, we didn't get any problems out, we weren't really able to connect with them, and now we're challenging, we haven't earned being able to challenge. Okay, so a lot of this is going to be a symptom of a problem of like you not really being able to pull out problems and really actually connect with the prospect. So if you're getting a lot of pushback when you're like, hey, what's actually prevented you from doing something in the past? If you're getting a lot of pushback there, like 9 times out of 10, if I listen to your calls, I think it's pretty safe to say that you didn't get good problems, right? Or you didn't actually get them to admit that they have a problem. It is their fault. That's also a big key component of it. Not only do they have a problem, it is their fault that they have a problem. Okay. If you get those two things, very, very rarely are you going to get pushback when it comes to like, hey, what's preventing you from like doing anything in the past? Now, if you are getting that a lot, let's say you still are like, you're doing it actually perfect and we're still getting sales resistance there, your tone would be more concerned than challenging. So it's like, what's preventing you from doing anything in the past? Like more concerned, like what's going on? It's like, oh, golly gee, like what's happening here? So it's like you're more concerned for them than challenging. Okay. Like maybe just from your demeanor and maybe how your challenging tone is coming across, like it's not really conveying what you think it should be conveying. So that could be a thing. But 9 times out of 10, I would just say most of the time it's just because we didn't get the problem. Okay. You also made a good point that skip problem for problem. Would you circle back even if you moved on to decision making or future based? You realized, yeah. There's no rule in the rule book. Like I show you guys like this structure, right? But what it is, and this is what I have at the very front of it as well. This is an outline. It's not a straitjacket. Focus on being in the conversation and connecting with the prospect. Okay. The more you customize this prospect to the words of their prospects, the better. Okay. You want to study, memorize, then execute. You can have this up as a reference, but you don't want to be completely lost in your script. Okay. So it's not a straitjacket. There is no rules saying like, hey, I have to follow this in this exact same order every single time, or Christian's going to come to my house and like smack me around. Like that's not going to happen. Okay. So these are just tools to get, get certain points out of the prospect, get their pain, get their understanding, build urgency, all these different things. So if you notice you missed something, you can definitely come back. Okay. Okay. And then how would you transition that point if you go backwards? All you got to do is just like ask the question that you would have asked before, right? There's like, you just ask the question. Okay. I answered that before, like on the actual thing. Okay. What would your advice be for someone who's just starting out? Like what should those people learn first? Do you have any list in mind from A to Z, like what to learn? So if you have like no money, let's say like you're dead broke, for example, if you have like no money, you can't like invest in anything or anything along those lines. Like first and foremost, I do have like a free school group that has a shit ton of stuff in there. Like I give so much away for free that it's like it lays everything out for you. And then I also did post a YouTube training that's like 8 hours that goes over absolutely everything. Okay, I'll post that link in the chat like right now. Okay, that goes absolutely everything from A to Z. Okay, I would say like the first thing to learn when we're talking about like sales, just in general, is you don't need a super in-depth knowledge of human behavior, but at least a basic knowledge of human behavior. So I would say like that's number one. Also understanding your goals and what drives you, like that's also really important. And then having a basic structure that you can go off of like what questions to ask, how to have a conversation, and then how to handle any concerns. Right? So understand where you're at, where you want to go, why you want to go there, understand human behavior, have at least a functioning, working structure. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you're conversational and you're comfortable in it, it's memorized. I'm sure if you do it enough times, you'll get good. And then from there, you just need to have conversations. Because one thing I can't teach you, one thing no sales guru can teach you is just having conversations. And the more conversations you have, just the better you're going to be at this stuff. Because if you just hop on 1,000 sales calls, it'd be pretty unreasonable by the end of those 1,000 sales calls. You wouldn't be at least a bit competent at it, right? So that's what I would say with there, right? And if you want to, just go check out that YouTube video, okay? Get a mentorship. Why? Rather go to gym, personal trainer. Appreciate it, Alex. Somebody that's in my mastermind, right? But I know he said like, broke, right? Shit happens, bro. Been there before. When I first moved to Miami, there was 1 month where the girl I was living with at the time literally had to pay my rent. It was $900, right? Rough, dude. Been there, right? I fell flat on my face. Few fair times, okay? So I get it. And yes, I did move to Vietnam. My wife is originally from here. We met in Arizona. She's an American citizen, but we're having a baby girl. She's on the way, and she wants to be here to be around family. So I'm seeing if I can make Vietnam work. I'm giving it a try. So we'll see. So far, it's been okay. The time zone change is a little bit wonky. Right now, if you could tell, I'm not in my office. I'm like in this fucking corner here. So this bothers me, but I'm renting out an entirely new apartment. Like that's like a couple floors up. And I'm like, it's going to be just for my office. It's only like $380 a month, right? Entire apartment stuff, super cheap here. So hopefully that'll help. They'll get me back in a better schedule. So far, so good. I need to be in a better schedule. But other than that, Vietnam's been pretty dope. I don't really do much, if you might imagine. I go to the gym, I work, and I hang out with my wife. That's all I did in Miami. That's all I've done here. Not much has changed. The only thing has changed is now I'm up at 1:41 a.m. in the morning, Vietnam time, versus then I would go to bed at like 11, right? That's really like the only difference. It's like the time zone change. All right, cool. Anybody else have any questions? All right, guys. Got no more questions. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you guys actually like this type of content, right? If you want me to do more live streams, because I definitely can. I got a bank full of them. And I promise next time I won't mess up as much as I did this time. Because this is the first time I've actually done it, right? I'm back. I got some food. Hell yeah. This is the first time I've actually done any type of streaming, like straight on from like StreamYard. So it'll be the quality will improve a little bit. But if you like this type of content, actually let me know. I got a ton of people like I can do this with, like from my mastermind. Just like break down calls and then come down here and just answer any questions you guys have. So hopefully this has been helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. See you guys.